Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on Watkins Glen within the final 10 races of the regular season, and we are coming just off the announcement of Chase Elliott announcing his own team, Chase Elliott Racing of course, or Chase Elliott Motorsports, and he will be piloting his number 9 Cadillac next season on that team, so he does bring that number 9 over, but they as well will be getting a second car on that team, so we're excited to learn who will be in that second car next season. As for myself, we're focused on Watkins Glen in qualifying, which got off to a really horrible start, actually hitting the guardrail, which was, not very pretty, but we would now have to focus on rebounding throughout the rest of this lap. We've got a very fascinating championship battle, or regular season championship, and as well, of course, a playoff bubble battle going on. Chase Elliott continues to get closer to a playoff position, and he's going to try today to knock out maybe a Ross Chastain, a Tyler Reddick, some of those guys here, and I expect that number 9 to be a strong force here this weekend in Watkins Glen. But not only Elliott, but watch out for the likes of Kyle Larson, and of course our teammate of Connor Zilish, Shane Van Gisbergen's in the field this weekend as well, so pay attention to that colleague number 10 Honda Civic as we round the final turn with a goal of a 109.293 coming to the line. We're not going to beat the goal after a rough start to the lap, so that tells you it's not going to be good. P11, we're not used to being outside of the top 10 at any road course for qualifying, so that tells you all you need to know there. As you can see up in the top 10, SVG there in the top 10 of P8. Rajah Caruth actually goes pole. How about that? Big step up from him. Larson, Chastain, Elliott, and Zilish the top 5. Our other teammate of Hocevar just a little ways behind us there in 26. No Amazon Prime, no truck action this weekend in Watkins Glen, also none in the next episode in Pocono, so we jump straight to the grid on Sunday afternoon, ready to go road course racing. Following today, I think we'll have just 6 races left in the regular season, so time is running out very quickly here. Now, of course, only 24 races in the regular season that we do in the career mode, of course, to make way for 12 playoff races to give us that 3-race Final Four round. Now is Todd Gilliland starting from the back, had to replace the transmission, and Chris Buescher to the back, engine change there. He's always good at these road courses, not going to get the finish he probably wants today. Josh Berry missed a driver's meeting in the RFK 60. He is sent to the back as well. We get ready to go racing here from Watkins Glen. You got Tyler Reddick and Shane Van Gisbergen just in front of us. The battle of the energy drinks. The green flag is out. Caruth and Larson lead us on the run into turn number 1 here. And of course, we got to keep an eye on 2 other drivers that are going to make things interesting. Carson Kvapil as well as Ryan Preece. They're both in that bubble area for the top 30 in points with wins on the season. If they're both out of the top 30, of course, neither of them make the playoffs. And right now, of course, Kvapil is out and Ryan Preece is currently in. So if Ryan Preece goes below the top 30 in the points, and he's been having a magnitude of tire failures and engine issues throughout the season, it could very well continue into today. It's him and Zane Smith all season long that have been plagued with issues. If he falls out of the top 30, of course, that moves one more driver into the playoffs on points. So if you're like a Ross Chastain or a Joey Logano who's a little ways out, that's what you want to give yourself more of an opportunity to make the playoffs. Now, as we clear Alex Bowman, we started P11, we're up to P6 here now as we head down into the penultimate corner. Only 6 laps of racing in stage 1, so we can make it to the end of stage 1 without any issues on field. Ross Chastain's up there in the mix, and honestly, Ross Chastain, he's on the bubble right now, but he, in the last 4 to 5 races, has really turned a corner in that number 45. Of course, his first season with that new team of 2311 Racing, we knew it was going to take some time, and I think it's starting to work out for the 45 of Ross Chastain. Now, as we continue trying to reel in the likes of Connor Zilish, Chastain as well, as we are already coming up on the final 4 laps here in stage number 1. And overall, one thing I was struggling with in this next level racing number 8 Cadillac was this final turn. I was really tight in this final turn and having a really difficult time hitting it correctly, but what was helping me was Rajah Caruth, who qualified on pole, does not have the pace that he needs to be running up here, and he is backing up this field of Elliott, Chastain, Zilish. They're coming right back to me, and here we go with a run up the inside of our Junior Motorsports WeatherTech 88 Cadillac teammate of Connor Zilish. Now, 1 win on the season for Zilish, and we'll pass him into turn number 1. He got that first win of the season all the way back in Richmond. Of course, Junior Motorsports kind of been, I wouldn't say nerfed, but been given a bit more of a reality check here lately as we slip and slide on the curbing. A huge save. We keep it off the guardrail. That could have been a huge moment. That crushed in the front end, and that would have put us in the pit lane for several more seconds than we would have preferred. Whenever we got a caution, we could have been the caution. We save it. One of the biggest saves we've made all season long, maybe the biggest save. I mean, you couldn't see it because I didn't have my camera on, but my wheel was left, right, all over the place now, and we would fight back immediately on Tyler Reddick to pass him with 2 laps to go, but just calming down from that big moment and getting back into the zone. And Chase Elliott is now past the 48 of Carruth, and he's already checking out, saying see you later. That shows the lack of pace in that 48 of Carruth, who already has the win, of course, from Texas. He's locked into the playoffs now as we're to the back again of Zilish, and Chastain is actually right to the back there. Not what I wanted to do, not wanting to run straight into the back of my teammate, but all over the back of this 88 Connor Zilish car as we approach the final lap of stage 1. Kyle Larson is so far down the road, he can basically run half throttle for the final lap, and he's going to still win the first and opening stage here from Watkins Glen. So he is cruising to a stage win, as now Chastain is going to be able to pass the number 48 of Rajah Carruth here into this final turn. Zilish leaves the door open again. We're going to try and get the spot again from him. We'll be successful, and we should be able to get this 48 as we come through to start the final lap of stage number 1 as we head up the inside. This is not going to be much of a challenge, of course. Leaning a little bit on him, did not really want to use them up like I did, but it allows my teammate of Zilish to go through, so we move into P4 and P5 respectively as Chastain manages P3, and I don't think I'm going to have enough time to run down that Busch Light Toyota Camry. So it's all Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, of course, Chastain, myself, and Connor Zilish, of course, the top 5 as we head down this long straightaway towards the bus stop chicane. Someone's actually slow up ahead in front of the number 5 of Kyle Larson. Not quite sure who it is as of right now, but they are smoking, so they're going to lose a lap here probably now, as we've got trouble. Corey Himes gone around up at the top of the hill, and yes is Byron. Huge hit into the catch fence. Heim standing on his rear bumper. He's crashed into the catch fence. We stay green. Allgaier is going to get involved as well as the field tries to manage our way around. As we're coming to the finish, we stay green. We just had a car into the catch fence, and we're still green flag racing. The car that was smoking, it's the 29 of Ryan Priest. Priest has got issues. Smoke pouring out of the back of his car. It might be race over as Larson wins stage 1 over Chase Elliott, Chastain, myself, Zilish, the top 5, and Corey Heim into the catch fence. His race is over as well. What a nasty crash right there. I don't think that was a crash to warrant an injury. I mean, it was just kind of an awkward crash, but I mean, it didn't really look like he was hit anywhere that would injure him. So, I mean, that's the positive, but wow, what a massive crash and what a dramatic sudden final lap here in stage 1 for Corey Heim, who is out of the race alongside Ryan Priest. We all pit and we get ready to go back racing here, and we pit for 4 tires and fuel as well, and we'll take the green flag here to kick off stage 2 and settle back in and get ready to go racing for the same amount of laps as stage 1. Chase Elliott now P2, but on the inside could take the lead from Kyle Larson here out of turn number 1. Easy 9 car clear just about now as we clear Chastain. Larson fights back. This is not over. Wheel to wheel, the 200 teammates have had their fair share of battles here before, but Elliott gets clear nonetheless, and he's going to try and run away looking for his, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Chase Elliott's won a road course in this career mode, which is hard to believe. But now we settle into P3. We could put some pressure on the number 5 HendrickCars.com Cadillac of Kyle Larson as we head down into the bus stop behind the Hendrick duo, and Elliott's already pulling away. I think Elliott had a faster car than Larson from the start, but just Larson was able to take the lead over Carruth on the original start, and Carruth held up Elliott and everybody else for so long. I don't think Kyle Larson has quite the winning car here today, but he gained some points on me nonetheless, which is important for the regular season battle as he continues to slowly edge in closer to me. But I think we've got enough of a regular season points gap on Larson that we should be able to hang on unless something goes drastically wrong and Larson maybe goes and wins 3 races from here on out, as we are now in a physical battle with this number 5 contact. Elliott's gone over a second ahead as we complete lap 1 of stage 2. Clear of the number 5 into the braking zone, but hold on, Larson's actually going to fight back up the inside. I was just about to turn in at the apex and I saw him just firing it up the inside, but we clear him on the exit of 1, back out in front here to P2, up through the S's now. Can we run down this number 9 Napa Auto Parts black and gold livery here today of Chase Elliott? I don't know if that's going to really happen, and as we get into lap 3, we have now gotten ourselves 3 seconds behind the 9 of Chase Elliott. We're about just over a second in front of Kyle Larson, if that, as you can see me struggling. And again, this final turn and the final couple of corners, I was really struggling with the tightness of this car. I mean, you can see it right there. I'm really having to be patient on the throttle, and that's costing me, 3-4 tenths a lap to that 9 of Chase Elliott. So I spend a lap, through the bus stop, really especially making up some time, and then we get to the final couple of corners, and then like all the time I gain, I end up kind of losing. Not ideal, but at the same time, I mean, we're putting together a solid run here in second position, but I just don't quite have the pace to match that number 9 right now, and just not looking good. Chase Elliott is looking really, really strong here, and yeah, it's just not going to make it easy for me as we round the final turn. And again, I mean, right to the outside wall. I just cannot get this car to get through that final turn with ease. So we come to 2 to go in the stage now, and at this point I'm like, okay, obviously there's not a chance of me running down this 9, and we just got to get this car to quite simply turn better as we approach the final lap of stage 2. Elliott's teammate William Byron and the Celsius 24 goes around. It looks like an engine issue there, and the caution's actually going to fly flat. We had a car hit the catch fence and no caution. We had a car spin out on its own. We have a caution for it. So no caution for catch fence crashes, but cautions for single car spins here from Watkins Glen. Everyone's going to pit. Elliott wins the stage. I get P2, Larson third, and you see running out the top 10, I believe it was Bell there behind Shane Van Gisbergen, as actually Corey Ryan Priest. Ryan Priest is actually still in the race, so he's back on the lead lap, and he could still work his way forward here. Is now stage 3 underway here from Watkins Glen, and we get a great restart launch alongside the number 9 of Chase Elliott there. P1 on the outside, P2 on the inside. A complete disadvantage for the leader, but it allows me to take advantage as we'll exit turn 1 wheel to wheel with Elliott. I was hoping I would clear him, but that 9 car showing just how strong he is as we head side by side now into the S's as we roll through up towards the top of the hill. Still wheel to wheel, half a car length clear of Chase Elliott now as we head down the straightaway towards the bus stop chicane. Less than 20 laps to go here from Watkins Glen, and now we have dethroned the number 9 of Chase Elliott, who looked to be dominant once he took the lead on the opening lap of stage number 2. Now as we roll a little bit wide through the carousel, does Chase Elliott though have a response? A lot of the times when I can get out to the lead on a road course, even if I don't have the fastest car, usually I'm actually able to find a way to just either manage a gap or drive away, either one. And I'm a firm believer, just with the way NASCAR Heat is with the road courses, you can drive away with a slower car. But Chase Elliott is immediately back at us here as we take a defensive line into the final turn. We go a little bit wide through the grass even. Here comes the 9 back up my inside. I'm going to run him a little ways down the racetrack. Not much, just enough to try and help me out into turn number 1, but he's there. Elliott's back up the inside into turn 1. Can't quite get the car there on his door. Chase Elliott back to the lead here from Watkins Glen. Do we have a response now? The 9 responded, took the lead back. Can we go get ourselves back out in front here from Watkins Glen? We are setting ourselves up for an all-time Watkins Glen classic, I feel like, here today as we're to the back of this 9. We have had incredible finishes here in the past. We've had incredible battles, and it's just always a race that delivers in this career mode, and I feel like it could turn into a battle between myself and Chase Elliott. We thought it was coming in Mid-Ohio for the first, of course, one of the first road courses of the season, and then it didn't materialize with some awkward timed cautions and stuff like that, but here we are now in Watkins Glen, one of the final road courses of the season, as we make a mistake out of the final turn though, trying too hard to keep up with the 9. It just shows you how much better he is than I am right now, as I make a mistake slipping and sliding around trying to get the throttle down, and now we're defensive over the 5 of Kyle Larson, and that pushes myself wide, and now we're wheel to wheel as we head down into the S's. Chase Elliott loves what he sees in his rear view mirror as we roll up through the S's again to the top of the hill. Will re-clear the number 5, who's now under pressure from the 45 of Ross Chastain. Larson will manage in third. Now he stays clear and ahead of the 45, who's now under pressure from the 88 of Connor Zillish as we head down into the bus stop chicane. And now the question is, well, we've got coming up to 15 laps to go. Can we still run down this number 9? I think it's possible, but I think the only way we're going to do it is by being creative. And what do I mean by creative? Strategy. So we can go about 11 laps on a full tank of fuel, or full 2 tanks of fuel here in Watkins Glen with the fuel usage that we use in the game. So I was saying, okay, we're going to pit not with 11 laps to go, but we're going to pit with about 10 laps to go. We're going to pit on lap 25. We're going to come in on lap 25, force Chase Elliott's hand. We're going to pit as soon as the pit window is comfortably open, and basically have two things go in our favor. One, we can, well, of course, just rip fast laps on fresh tires and run the 9 car down that way. Or two, we can hope that we get a caution while we're in the pits, or even before the 9 pits, just in general, and that will cycle us out to the lead because they would have to pit during the caution. I wouldn't, therefore we take the lead of this race, because clearly I don't have the pace. We're 3 seconds back from the 9. This is one of the quickest cars I've ever seen here in Watkins Glen. I think there was one very early on in the career mode in the first couple of seasons where, I forget who it was, but they were super quick and they were like 10 seconds up the road. So Elliott's not quite as dominant as that one, but he is super quick here. And there was some times where I could close in, but in these final couple of corners, I just couldn't get it down. I don't know what it was. I was struggling so much with the car, but we're going to come in. We're going to pit now. We're in the final 10, coming to 9 laps to go. So we're going to have a buffer of a couple laps extra of fuel. That's what I wanted to make sure of. We do have some repairs to make on this next level racing number 8. So we'll get the left side tires first off and on as we get ready for the right sides now. Koop, the 48's gone around. The second Hendrick car that spun around with issues. That's exactly what we needed, but the caution does not come out. NASCAR keeps it green, so that's not going to help us whatsoever. We get back on the track. It's a 16.7 second pit stop, and now the hands are forced. Chase Elliott and that number 9 Napa Auto Parts team, if they want to get their first win of the season and make the playoffs that way, they need to make a decision right now. Although, because I spent 2 extra seconds repairing damage, that gives them probably an extra lap buffer at least, and they're going to take that buffer. Elliott has not pitted yet, so he's going to go an extra lap around as I'll look to the left rear of the 31 of Cruz. Now, actually, Brent Cruz having a pretty competitive run for Richard Childress Racing up here in the top 20 today as we come to lap 27. 8 laps to go. Do we see Chase Elliott and others into the pits this time around? They can go another couple of laps if they really wanted to, but they need to respond as we wait and see. On the track map, that number 9, Chase Elliott's into the pits. The number 9 is pitted. Now, there we go. This is a moment of truth now as we get a little bit aggressive. Leaning on the door of the 6 of Christian Eckes to the number 28 of Bubba Wallace for Andretti Global now, as we'll wash wide off the carousel to make sure we pass him easily. The one advantage Elliott has, he hasn't had to deal with the traffic that I have had to deal with. So we have been slowed up a little bit by traffic. I would say they maybe costed us a full second over the course of these couple laps. And as we exit turn number 1, Gibbs is still on the racetrack. There's Elliott right there. Chase Elliott comes out in front of us still, but look at the gap. It's come down significantly. We are now within about a second of Chase Elliott. Gibbs and a few others still have to pit at the conclusion of this next lap. Chase Briscoe and P2, so they're going to both pit at the end of this lap, and that will cycle myself and Elliott here to the front of this race. But here's something that I didn't account for that is never really a factor in Watkins Glen. Lap traffic. Yes, we are entering lap traffic with 6 laps to go. Chase Elliott now moves to the lead. We cycle through into P2, and now for the first time I feel like ever, it's going to turn into a battle of traffic management between myself and Chase Elliott. The advantage, I think, is in my court now as we continue to chase him down. 6 laps to go, coming down into the bus stop chicane. Can we get there through the bus stop? This is where we've been absolutely flying, and we gain multiple tenths of a second now within striking distance, about 3-4 car lengths back from the number 9 as we roll through the carousel. Elliott keeps it right pinned against the curbing. Now I try to mimic him, couldn't quite do it. Out of the final turn, still struggling, and you watch Elliott drive away as he's continuing to battle with lap traffic. Now, unfortunately for me, Elliott's doing a really good job navigating some of this traffic. And there's Todd Gilliland wrapping the inside. We need to get past this 2 car going into the S's. We cannot ride behind him. That's going to kill our time. And there we go, going aggressive around the outside. The job's done there. Elliott, though, has a pretty comfortable gap, 1 full second. But he has a car here of Ryan Preece, and we are going to roll up right to the back of the 29, or sorry, the 9, who's behind the 29, and literally to the back bumper. Look at this now as we round the carousel. You see multiple cars up ahead, 3-4 cars. Elliott's going to go right. We've got to run. Preece is going to stick into the middle of the racetrack. We're going to split him 3 wide. Could this be the moment? Not quite close enough right there, and an awkward angle into the penultimate turn because of the 29 that we just can't quite hit the corner the way we need. We slide and have to save it now, and we've We've still got Priest right there at my left rear. We clear him, but Elliott opens the gap back up, but he's got 3 or 4 cars bumper to bumper to bumper in front of us that he has to navigate around. Connor Zilish is now up to P3 in front of Kyle Larson, as now there's Elliott running down the first Tricon garage number, I believe 55, of Taylor Gray. Smoke coming from a car in front of us. The caution might come out. We gotta go for it. The caution flies. It's gonna be a 2-lap sprint, and NASCAR overtime has been forced as the caution is out. Oh boy. Chase Elliott better hold on, because I'm not going to play nice here. I would like to win this race, the final race, of course, the final Watkins Glen race of this career mode. It's a track that has produced great races, great finishes, great battles from Season 1 all the way to Season 6. And here we go for one final potential restart here from Watkins Glen, unless we get a little wild. As now Chase Elliott is a control car, but he's on the outside, so we do have the advantage, but we do have a little bit older tires than the 9. Will that play a role? Green flag is out. Elliott gets a way better restart than the last time I joined him on the front row. Instead, he has the edge against me into turn 1. It was vice versa the last time. We dive deep into turn 1. We take it from Chase Elliott. Thank you very much. Now, let's try to drive away. We know where we're going to be vulnerable. It's going to be the last 2 corners. We just have struggled through there all race long. I know I'm not going to get through there very well when we come back around this time, so it's all going to be about just opening the gap up to the 9 and trying to make sure he's not in position to pounce into that final turn or out of the final turn on the run into turn number 1 through the bus stop there. Could have gotten through here better. It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough to at least manage the gap to the number 9 as we roll through the sweeping right carousel. Now 2 laps coming to 1 lap to go. Now as we head out of the carousel down the short chute here towards the penultimate corner, this is where it's going to all materialize right here. Now as we head into the left-hander, Elliott 3 car lengths back, 2 car lengths back. He is closing quick. We wash a little bit wide just like we've done all race. 1 car length now into the final turn. Defensive but washing wide out again. Here comes Chase Elliott back up the inside. Who wants it more? As we head down the front straightaway, we're looking for win 4. Elliott's looking for his first win of the season. As we head down into turn 1, Elliott's still there at my right rear through turns 1. I close him off into turn 1. Still can't quite clear him. We're going to head side by side into the S's, half a car length advantage. Clear is the number 9 of Chase Elliott now as we'll follow him up through the S's. Where do we make our move? Can we make a move? I think the answer is absolutely. He covers off the right side. Do we force the issue? Yes, we do. Into the grass, side by side with Chase Elliott. It's going to be a drag race. Who lifts? No one does. We both go into the bus stop. Contact made side by side. Elliott slides. What a save from the number 9 as we head into the carousel. Still wheel to wheel. Kyle Larson ready to pounce if all goes wrong here as we wash out wide. That's what Elliott needed. Clear in the number 9 one more time. We might have one more shot at it, but we got to get closer if we're going to try and move him out of the way. I'm going to have to move him. That's the only way this is going to happen. I'm not going to beat him straight up, so we go through this penultimate turn. Not close enough. Elliott's got it. Unless I wreck him, we're going to send it into this final turn. One last Hail Mary attempt. The only option I had was to wreck him. I didn't have the balls to do it in front of Chase Elliott fans. Chase Elliott hangs on, wins in an incredible 2-lap overtime finish. Hello to the playoffs for Chase Elliott. Wow, a season of frustration. Announcing he's leaving Hendrick Motorsports to start his own team. Crew chief changes. Just a whirlwind of a season, and now it all calms down. And Chase Elliott knows he's going to be a playoff driver this season. And now he'll have a chance to go for a second Cup Series championship. Regular season battle, myself and Larson basically around 80 points or so separated, and we got just over 100 points on Connor Zilish. But what a race. I mean, Watkins Glen delivers. We had cars hitting the catch fence. We had an incredible 2-lap sprint. And here's what the playoff picture now looks like. Chase Elliott moves up to P8 with the win. Brian Priest still in the top 30. So Byron, Busher, Reddick, Heim, Blaney, Gibbs, the last one's in. Gibbs has a 1-point advantage over Ross Chastain. Don't rule out Joey Logano or Chase Briscoe as well. There's some still real potential for them. As you see, Priest is only in the top 30 by a few points. This is still something we need to keep a close eye on going forward into Pocono next episode of the Tricky Triangle. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.